Hey, Garland Vance here with Advance Leadership. One of the biggest challenges of quarantine life is that there are no boundaries in our lives. Your work takes place at your home. Your home is your gym. It's the schoolhouse. It's where everything in life is occurring. And that can be really exhausting because you don't have this ability to differentiate between what is the office and what is personal space and what is home space, and there's no boundaries whatsoever. And so in order for you to diminish your stress during this time, it's critical that you create boundaries on your own. And one of the ways of doing this is to create time boundaries. So I'm doing this in my own life where at 5 p.m. every day, work is completely finished. I shut the computer, I put away the devices, it's done. And then from 5 until 8 is family time. So I'm trying to create some very intentional time boundaries. But one of the best ways to create an intentional time boundary is to start implementing a Sabbath. Now, it's easy to think during quarantine time, as you're watching more television possibly, or spending more time with people that you love, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's with your family, it's easy to think that Sabbath can kind of be put to the side. But I really want to encourage you to use this time to implement a Sabbath in your life so that you can reduce your stress during this quarantine. So what is a Sabbath? Pretty simple. It's typically a 24-hour period of time in which you commit to doing no work. And work doesn't just mean your job. Work can mean anything that drains you of energy. So for me, doing yard work is absolutely draining. For others, it's very life-giving. So I don't do any work on Sabbath. So here's what it looks like for you to practically create a Sabbath that can help reduce your stress in the midst of this quarantine. First is block off a specific period of time to do it. It could be Saturday evening until Sunday evening. It could be Sunday morning until Monday morning. It could be Fridays. Just block off a 24-hour period of time. And with your family or whoever is living with you, you want to say, from this time until the end time, we're committed to not doing any work and only doing those things that help refresh us and energize us. And so you commit to not doing any work. Maybe that means you eat off of paper plates for the next 24 hours. Maybe that means you pre-cook your meals the night before, or you just let everybody choose their own meals during that time. But whatever it is, you reduce that work, anything that requires work. So you set aside 24 hours, you decide what you're not going to do, and then you decide what you are going to do. Determine those activities that individually and collectively energize you. So it could be a movie time. It could be that everybody gets to read on their own. It could be that everyone in your family just gets an extended period of time without requiring anyone to do anything. It could be that you get outside in your backyard and you put up a hammock and read a book, or sit on your back porch and call the people that you love the most who you haven't been able to see in a while. Whatever it is, this time needs to be energizing to you. So typically, whenever people are learning about Sabbath, we introduce them to 4 areas. They need to worship, rest, recreation, and relationships. Those are the 4 areas that I really encourage people to enjoy during their Sabbath. One other really practical tip that can help you make the most out of a Sabbath is put away your electronic devices. Close up your computer, put away your phone unless you're calling or FaceTiming the people who you love the most. Put away those devices so that you're not drawn into the world of social media, so you're not drawn into news, so you're not drawn into these activities that actually raise your stress level. So There are some really practical ways to reduce stress by taking a Sabbath. Set aside a specific amount of time. Determine what you're not going to do that causes you stress. Determine a few activities that you will do that are energizing and restful for you. Put your phone away and then focus on worship, rest, relationships, and recreation. That's how you can create a Sabbath that will reduce stress during quarantine.